Hi. As Saturday Night Life goes, the old saying, you are now watching Now TV. So, thanks for watching Now TV. So on with segment 7 of Smallville, the movie, the Jonathan Kent years. This segment is titled First Day of First Aid Class. So without further ado, on with the adventures. The following writing is what's written on the chalkboard at the time Clark walked in. Check, scene, call for help, care for victim. Unsafe conditions. 1. Spilled chemicals. 2. Poisonous gas and steam, smoke or fire. 3. Downed electrical lines. 4. Confined spaces. 5. Traffic. If these or other dangerous situations exist, stay a safe distance away. Leave dangerous situations to professionals. Call 911 or workplace emergency number and wait for help to arrive. If all of the above is clear, get or ask for first aid kit and continue helping victim. When calling for help, give 1. The telephone number, 2. Exact location, 3. Caller's name, 4. What happened, 5. Number and condition of victims, 6. What help is being given. Clark walks in class while it is already in session. The new lady in town teaching looks over at him with a smile and says, "Nice of you to join us, Clark." Clark says, "Sorry I'm late. My mistake. I thought the class was being taught in the gym." First aid teacher, "No, they are setting up in there preparing for the high school reunion. Please take a seat." Clark says, "Certainly. Did I miss much?" he asks, smiling. First aid teacher, "A little. Please write down what is on the chalkboard." "Okay, class, we are now going to move on to checking a conscious victim. The first day of class is learning all about the things you will get to know firsthand over the next few days." Clark was thinking to himself how the teacher had nice lips. Kissable, in quotations, was the exact word that came to mind. But he also knew a shot at that sure thing wasn't going to be today. So he refocused his attention on what he was there to actually learn. First aid. First aid instructor, "Okay, can anyone here show me what a triangular arm sling looks like? You can help yourself to the bandages in the box right there on the floor in front of all of you." The teacher went around the room a few minutes later to see if anyone had it figured out. Seeing that the students she had in her class were all new to first aid, she realized she would need to teach them about dealing with a conscious but injured person. Show them everything they needed to know before going home from their first day of class. Clark says, "How did I do? Did I get it right?" He proudly shows his injured arm securely in place with one step missing. The teacher smiled and walked over and pinched the end, twisted it, and tucked it inside the sling next to the injured arm. First aid teacher says, "There. Perfect. Not bad for your first time. But don't you worry. You'll be an expert by the time I'm done teaching the class." Clark says, "Great. I look forward to joining the world of first aiders and proudly don the Red Cross symbol in my wallet." At the end of the first day, after the other students were done asking their questions, Clark walked toward her and asked her, "So, after you're done teaching this class, when or where do you think I might find the chance to see you again?" First aid teacher says, "If you really want to know, I volunteered to be in the fall fair at the dunk tank. The winners come back later that night and hand in their winning tickets for a kiss from me." Clark says, "Well, what a coincidence. I will be there helping my mother. Maybe if I can find the time, I will come try my luck at the dunk tank. To make things fair, I will tell you now, I don't play baseball." First aid teacher says, "It's all for charity anyway, so go ahead and give it your best shot. You never know, Clark. You might find yourself to be a winner." She smiled at him as she finished her paperwork and moved to clean up the day's mess on the floor with the dummies and bandages. Clark's last words before he left her were, "A guy can only hope." His eyes shined back at her. There was just something about this lady that he found intriguing and desired to know her more. He was looking forward to the challenge that lay before him. Next day in class. First aid teacher. Well, we have lots of work to do today, and unfortunately we are one student shy, so I will have to work with some of you. I hope that won't make any of you uncomfortable. Seeing that the teacher was fairly pretty, none of the guys seemed to have a problem with it. The first aid teacher. The first thing we're going to do today is learn how to deal with a choking victim. Does everyone already have their partners chosen? Clark put up his hand. Looks like I don't have one. Mine was the guy that is missing from class today. You don't mind if I'm the first one you work with, do you? The teacher was starting to wonder if Clark set her up for this. However, there was no time to point any fingers over the matter. She had first aid to teach. The first aid teacher. Okay, I will play the choking victim and you show me what you've learned from the homework you've read through last night to prepare you for today. Clark says, okay. The book says if a person appears to be choking, we are to encourage them to keep coughing. So I would say, keep coughing, keep coughing. Can I help you? I know first aid. The first aid teacher says, you forgot a step. Clark thinking, Oh, yes, right. Telling someone to go call 911. Hey, you, go call 911. We have a choking victim here, unable to speak. First aid teacher, now with her hands around her neck, pretending to gag without speech, trying to get air into her lungs, telling Clark he is on his own from here. Clark, happy about this next part, he knew it was time to move in physically and got close to the victim. He remembered the steps and said them out loud. Put your foot in between choking victim. Put your arms around them like so. Nice and close. So he slowly moved his arms around her. Then look for the belly button. Take one fist and put it above there and take the 2-finger marker and bring them both together and give the Heimlich maneuver like so. He was careful to be just right about the experience. With this obviously wonderful, strong, but yet delicate lady, now helpless between his arms. Once the unconscious victim was on the floor, he knew this is where the work begins. Clark now, with the first aid kit in hand, went by memory and opened the box and grabbed the gloves and put them on. He then put his head near the victim to feel and look for breathing for about 5 seconds. He then proceeded to do his first ever head tilt chin lift. How on earth, he thought, did he not take this training long before today? He looked, listened, and felt for breathing. In this particular case victim was choking on something, so breathing has stopped and heart now slowing down. He looked into the victim's mouth but could not see the obstruction. The book then said, ... Clark says, it says to use a breathing barrier, or if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and give mouth to mouth. I don't see a breathing barrier in this kit, so here it goes. He was smiling at the guys who were now paying attention to him and this next part with the teacher. Clark was definitely getting fresh with the boss. All the first aid kids there had breathing barriers. Clark, okay, first 2 rescue vests, and he leaned down and softly but firmly laid his lips against hers. The first thing he could taste was strawberries. How nice, he thought. He imitated breathing twice. After 1 cycle of checking for breathing and a pulse and another 2 breaths, the teacher stopped him, because she could feel what he was thinking and that all the eyes were on the 2 of them instead of their own first aiding. The first aid teacher says, okay, Clark, you've had your fun. You just couldn't wait till the fair and be challenged by the dunk tank, could ya? Clark was quick to add in front of the whole class, early bird gets the worm. Now go find a partner with one of them and I will take the extra student. Getting up off the ground, she picked up the first aid kit and found the breathing apparatus from that kit and said, Oh, and by the way, Clark, this is the breathing barrier and what it looks like. She took it out of its red bag and opened it for him and everyone in the class to see. Early bird gets the worm. Now go find a partner. Oops. Early bird gets the worms to see. To be sure that none of the others try to pull that stunt on her like he just did. Fun is over, everyone. Get back to what you were doing. You all want to pass, don't you? She looks at Clark, muttering to herself as she regrouped to work with one of the girls in the class this time. I'm not a worm for a bird to pick. The girl standing by her laughed at hearing her say that. The whole class says, yes, teacher. Clark started to wonder if maybe he was a bad influence for this part, because now all the guys wanted a chance to work with the teacher. At any rate, he thought to himself, it would be his first dangerous first time to remember. That's the end of segment 7. I'll be back with segment 8. Bye for now. Thanks for watching Not TV Canada. Superwoman signing out.